genetics. And like, you can't scientifically prove that God created, all these things with his hands. I mean, evolution doesn't really like apply to those kinds of things, right? Like the way that the world evolved and everything, like those things are not really applicable to the Tanakh. But if you look at things from the point of view that the ideas and the laws that they promoted helped us to condition the community so that they would go up the genetic chain through selective breeding, then you understand that evolution actually has a lot to do with religious law. And I mean, it's kind of like obvious, it's kind of obvious when you think about it in that terms. And I know there's all these people that argue otherwise because there's all these men that were like indulgent sexually in the Talmud. But my answer to that would be, well, a lot of the times men's indulgence behaviors were recorded because they were not something that it was supposed to be done, or it was something that was kind of like recorded for the sole purpose of kind of, maybe not like humiliating them, but recorded for the sole purpose of like, hey, that's why you should not do that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that it's a coincidence that, like, I feel like the God of Israel is not just the God of war, the God of fertility, and the God of heavens. I think that he is also the God of community, because there was all these things and all these moments where he was really trying to protect the community and trying to get the community to work together and to stay together and to take an interest in each other. And I mean, the 10 Commandments were what? The set of laws that promoted unity within the community to protect the community from ever being enslaved again. So the God of Israel is the God of community. There's like no way that that's not true. That's why, like, I've got to say something about Disney executives having sex with children and damaging them and taking children to pagan orgiastic rituals and stuff like that. Like, I've got to say something about it. Like, even though I'm supposed to respect people's privacy according to the Talmud, if I think that there is a danger to a community, then I have to say something. But their argument might be, well, those people aren't Jewish, so don't worry about it, it's not your problem. But obviously there's a reason that this is being done to someone who can't really claim that they're Jewish. Even though I've got my yarmulke on and I'm trying to convert to Judaism, my mom was not Jewish, so I can't be Jewish, but I can convert to Judaism. And it's obvious that, like, I'm the work of a bunch of people that aren't Jewish, as well as maybe some people that are, or I don't really know what the story is. Like, I really don't know. And but the point is that when you damage a girl like that at that young age, and you treat her more like an object, like she, I mean, women depreciate in value. Like, I'm sorry. I don't mean, like, I don't think that it's right, but, like, I mean, like, it's one of the things that, like, it's for the fact of the matter is just, like, the less sex that you've had with men, the better. The better, because now you have, like, more of a chance of getting married, and someone's going to take care of you, and you're going to find yourself in a better situation than you would if you were just promiscuous and single for the rest of your life. So women kind of need to be protected in that sense. Like, you can't just take a child from that young age and just decide that you're going to help her indulge her sexual appetite, unless you're planning on marrying her. You know what I mean? Like, because then there's, like, this certain level of security that's established, and there's a certain level of respect towards her, that isn't really accomplished through simply sexually indulging with the little girl. And it's really important that, women know that, like, what it is that, like, we really are, like, we're not really trying to be dicks, like, I mean, but I mean, it's important that, like, they know that, like, what it is that, like, we're really kind of just trying to, protect them, and then, like, protect our own territory too, because, like, maybe, like, someone wants to claim you, and, like, maybe someone that, like, really wouldn't like the idea of, like, and I mean, the same goes for men too, you know what I mean? Like, whatever you, like, if people want to call me like a fag or whatever, like, because I mean, I honestly, in a lot of ways, like, I wish that I had not had sex with anybody ever. Like, I really wish I would not have had sex with any of the people that I'd had sex with. Like, I'd really much rather just, like, I wish that, like, I would have gone through, like, what the people of, like, the kids of India go through, like, with an arranged marriage, you know, being married at 13, you know, to a 12, 11-year-old girl, and then just have that be my wife, and just have her be my wife, like, for the rest of my life, and that's just it. Like, you know, like, Gandhi had it good, right? Gandhi had it good. He had a woman that was just, like, by his side, like, no matter what, and she was with them, and they married each other, and they didn't know each other, and they were nervous, and they had it good, you know. They had something good. They had, like, you know, they hadn't known anybody except each other. I mean, I don't really know about, you know, I don't want to incriminate anybody, and the truth is, it's not really my place, but I mean, I'd like to believe that it was just them, you know, and I don't really know how promiscuous Indian people are, but, like, to me, that sounds good. Like, that sounds good. Like, just, like, not even picking, you know, who it is that I marry. Like, you know, my parents picking them for me, and me just being with that girl. Like, that sounds great to me. That's, like, I wish that's, like, what would have happened, you know, like, and I know Jews used to have arranged marriages, and that's the other thing, is that, like, Jews have been completely westernized. They've really kind of lost their sense of faith, and I know that, like, well, who is this, like, male hooker, drug addict that stole to be, like, calling us out and challenging us on these things? But the truth is that, they've all been westernized, and it's part of the reason that I was actually, like, I felt, like, because I've never really met Islamic families, but from the stories that I hear, Muslims are super strict. Like, they don't let their, like, 10-year-old daughters even go to school, because they know someone's gonna, like, have sex with her, or, like, she's gonna go and suck another 10-year-old dick and stuff, because those are, like, the age around those kinds of things happen. Like, you know, around 10, 9, 11, they sneak off, and if they can't find another little boy to suck off, then they're gonna, you know, suck off their cousin or whatever. And I'm sorry, I'm being crass and gross, but that's just really, like, how it is. Like, you know, that's really how it's been, and especially with, you know, the Magi in charge and influencing everybody. We're all, you know, sucking each other off, and we're all licking each other's butts, and we're all putting our penises in each other's butts, and we're all, like, we have no idea that these people are influencing us into doing those things. I mean, it's bad enough being a kid with a libido, but on top of that, people are influencing us into doing all these gross things, and influencing us to, like, behaving in ways that we're really not ought to behave in. So anyway, so the Jews have been westernized, and I kind of feel like Muslims are a little bit more strict. But the problem is there's all these people that pretend to be Muslim. And there's all these Arabs that have sex with their own kids, just like there's all these Greeks that have sex with their own kids, just like there's all these Americans that have sex with their own kids. And that's the way it is. And that's the way it's been. And I guess they're all descended from Arabs to do those kinds of things. But as I understand it, you know, that's part of the reason that Muslim men marry their daughters off so young, is because they don't want them to be promiscuous whores. You know, they don't want them to make the family look bad. They don't want them to make them look bad, you know. And it's just, you know, part of it is, you know, like they have a concern for who they're going to wind up with, you know what I mean? And they don't want their daughters winding up with guys that are going to lick their butts and fuck them in their butts. You know, they want, you know, their daughters to be with, like, respected people that are, you know, in the faith. And, you know, like, maybe, like, again, I'm being naive, but, like, I mean, that's, like, you know, as a father, that's what I would want. Like, I would want my daughter to marry, like, a Muslim man. Like I would marry my daughter off at 12. I would marry her off, like, maybe even 10, you know, depending on how she acts, you know, depending on her behavior and what she knows and what she's comfortable with and what she wants too. Like, I wouldn't just give my daughter away and force her to marry someone she wasn't comfortable with marrying, because I wouldn't want her to hate me for the rest of my life either. But I would, like, be like, look, like, how do you feel about this guy? Like, do you like him? Like, is he, like, you know, do you feel comfortable with him? Do you feel comfortable with the idea of him raising you to be the wife that he wants? Like, those are the kinds of things that I would do. And it's, like, the kind of things that I would want. Like, I would want, like, you know, I would want, like, if I'm going to marry, like, a 10, 12-year-old girl, like, I would want, like, a 10 or 12-year-old girl that was comfortable with me and that was attracted to me in some way, you know what I mean? Like, which I'm probably not going to get, but it's really doesn't make a difference. The point is that I would marry my daughters off like at 10 or 12, and it's not because, you know, I'm like some misogynistic prick. Is because, you know, it's the same reason that I don't eat pork, and it's the same reason that I left the Ozanam shelter. You know, I believe in something, and I kind of like I do believe that evolution has a lot to do with it, and I don't believe that we're capable of evolving if we're being genetically engineered. I mean, obviously that's something that we're being robbed of. I mean, people aren't containing their habits the way they used to, and nobody really realizes that this whole entire country was really born out of religious culture. I mean, there was a bunch of people that were having sex with their own children, but at the same time, you know, there was a bunch of people that did behave. And as far as I know, I mean, like my dad never said anything about his mom like sucking him off or anything like weird like that, you know what I mean? And he never said anything about his dad, you know, porking him in the butt or anything like that. You know, it's like, so as far as I know, you know, like my grandmother was like, you know, an honest Christian, which means that there were honest, devout Christians that didn't worship Satan and that weren't at all aware of Christianity's satanic nature, or weren't at all aware of it being anti-Semitic, which it is. And and they behaved, and they probably naturally evolved too. There's like, you know, like you know, girls like sneak off and do things, the boys sneak off and do things, but like for the most part, like, I mean, there was a certain level of conviction that was kind of social. Like, just like, you know, you didn't get married and get divorced. You didn't sneak off, hang out at the bar and sleep with every guy, like a different guy, like every week or every month. You know what I mean? Like, those were things that became socially acceptable recently. Like, those things have become socially acceptable recently. I mean, maybe there was people that went around indulging their sexual appetites every chance they got, but I really don't know. I wasn't alive back then. But anyway, so this has been an hour and 53 minutes. I really don't know where else to go with my conversation. I mean, I'm in Brownsville. I want to go to Mexico. I'm going to Virginia to confront Director Cohen about some of these things that have been happening to me, because I want to go to Michigan and I want to attend classes there, and I want to get an education as a chemist. And I'm hoping to be able to get my hands on clean textbooks and reliable instructors, and I'm hoping to not be too much of a problem for the Jewish community there, because I want to study the Talmud with them. I want to learn what little Hebrew that I can. I want to study the Tanakh, the Torah. I want to make Jewish friends, so that like if I get a chance to, we can like all get together and drive into Canada and go attend one of Rabbi Skobak's lectures, because I'd really like to meet Rabbi Skobak, and I'd really like to attend one of his lectures, just to be able to be like, no, like I saw this guy, like, you know, like I've been watching his videos, and there's like, he wasn't super helpful, but you know what, he gave me instructions, and those instructions were to read these 3 books, and I have every intention of reading them and buying them once I get to Michigan. So hopefully I can find a Jewish bookstore in Michigan where I can get those books, or maybe they have copies of those books already, and I can buy used copies off of some of the Jewish congregates there. But attending one of Rabbi Skobak's lectures is on my to-do list. You know, I'd really like to meet some of the Jews behind the Jews for Judaism movement, and I'd really like to get close to this Jewish community in Michigan, even if there's a chance that they're not really reliable, and even if there's a chance that they're loyal to the government. You know, if I'm going to be a part of the Jewish family, I've got to kind of learn and know what it is that happens to Jews, and where, like, just kind of learn about how they are. And no matter what, it's going to be a learning experience. And I want to get close to them. Like, I want to go and hang out with them on Passovers and learn how to practice Passover right. I want to learn how to properly practice Shabbos. I mean, I didn't even know I couldn't tear toilet paper. I didn't know I couldn't do financial transactions. So this is actually going to be my first Sabbath where I try to like buy everything ahead of time and make sure that I have everything ahead of time, so that I'm not like, going into stores and buying stuff. Because I can't purchase things during Shabbos. Like, I'm trying to follow all the rules as much as I can. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still gonna be eating ramen noodles because I can't afford kosher food here. Like, I'm homeless, so it's like buying kosher hot dogs and buying kosher bread. Just like, it's not gonna like work. You know what I mean? And I know that the soups aren't kosher, and they're processed at a plant where they process crustaceans and fish and pork, stuff like that. But it's as close as I can come to being kosher at the moment. Like, that's as close as I'm gonna be able to get on my check, and whatever it is, like, I mean, the beef that I've been eating isn't kosher beef. It's not treated with salt. But at least I'm not eating pork, and at least I'm not mixing meat and dairy anymore. That's why it's like I can't eat chicken ramen with my morning coffee anymore, which was really upsetting, because like I thought that I was doing it cool the whole time. It was I guess that's part of the reason why I was enjoying it so much, was I thought that I thought it was like, it's okay, it's just chicken and coffee creamer that I can't mix. So I have to start drinking my coffee black or change my breakfast food. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my breakfast food. And that's just how it is. So I don't really know, like, there's all this other stuff that I want to say and all these other topics that I want to touch on. But for the moment, this is all I've got. Like, this is all I can really say. And it's all that... That's all. So thanks for listening to me, and thanks for being there. Baruch atah Adonai. Hear, O Israel, the Lord God is our God. The Lord is one. That's the Shema prayer, the Shema prayer. And like, I'm still in the process of learning. Like, I want to do this. Like, I want to learn Hebrew. I want to learn Arabic. Like, I'm not gonna pick Judaism over Islam, but I will say that that Judaism is, in a lot of sense, the root cause of Islam, and therefore I feel like, to really kind of like draw as close to God as much as possible, especially if I have some kind of Jewish ancestry, then I'm gonna be Jewish. But I don't want to ignore like Muslims, It's ironic that it's the Muslims that are, at any rate, appear to be less westernized, is basically what I'm saying. And I guess like that was like kind of really important, right? It's just like not opening up KFCs in their country, not opening up Starbucks, and not opening up McDonald's, and not watching celebrities, American celebrities on television and stuff like that. Like, all that rejection of westernization and all that stuff, that's something that the Jews really didn't do. And I guess it was done on purpose, and I guess that's why the Jews just didn't know what was being done to them. And I guess like even like the most hardcore religious Jews are really just kind of like, they all have sex like way before they get married. So they have no idea that that's what's being done to them, is they're being westernized, and they're being drawn away from the things that made them what they once were. And like, I'm totally cool with the idea of like not dancing with women, but dancing with other men, like at a celebration. Like, all that stuff sounds like fun to me. That's just like safe, you know what I mean? Because like, you don't want to get drunk and like have sex with a stranger. Like, you want to like, get drunk and like, like dance and enjoy yourself with people that are good company. And like, that's what I like look forward to. It's part of the reason why I want to go to Mexico and like, drink, like, and go over to somebody's house, and like, I'll buy the carne asada, I'll buy the beer, I'll buy the tortillas and the beans. Like, let's just chill and let's have a good time, you know what I mean? But I don't really want to be around your daughters, and I don't really want to be around your wife. I just want to like get to know you, and work with you, and not be threatening in the kind of way that most people would indulge or enjoy, because they're conditioned to by our modern day entertainment and our modern day oppressors. So anyway, It's now been 2 hours that I've sat here and talked on this rock. Here on the other side of that fence is Matamoros. Other side of that fence, it's Matamoros over there, and that's where I lived for about 4 months, 6 months. I got a job there, and there's a lot of things about that I really loved, like a lot of things that I liked. You know, one of the things that I wanted to eat again was I wanted to eat fresh tortillas with sardines, beans, and fresh cheese. I didn't really like the chipotle chilies. I don't really like the chipotle chilies that come in the can and the chipotle flavor, but there's jalapenos and serrano peppers that you can eat. Why would you eat chipotle? Chipotle is just something about the flavor is not good to me. But I like spicy food, and and that's it. So I'm probably gonna try posting this video to my YouTube, even though I don't get views, and even though nobody really pays attention to my YouTube. And if they do pay attention to my YouTube, then it's not something that is actively happening, because I'm being closed-circuited by the American government, and the only people that have access to my information and my things are people that are military, and the military is all loyal to George Bush. So nobody's gonna see it unless I send it to them, and I'm not planning on sending it to anybody. But that's what it is. So I'm recording this probably for myself, and maybe for future centuries to come. Maybe they completely erase me from existence and do this all over again. I don't know. I mean, this is just life, and it's just here I am saying I'm grateful that God called me, and that I'm learning everything that I need to learn, and that I'm inching my way towards trying to be officially Jewish, convert, even if I can't be officially Jewish because my mother wasn't Jewish. But worshiper of God, and regardless of what happens to me, I want people to know that I do have this sincere love for God. I used to wake up and pray 7 times because I felt it felt good, it felt good all this time being ignored and neglected, and kind of not always being the respected guy or the funny guy, or the leader or whatever, just it felt good knowing that there was some distinguishment, and that I might be in some way important. It felt good, and that's how it is. That's how it is. This is my life, and it's happening, and I should be dead, but I'm grateful for today. I'm grateful for sleeping out on the street. I'm grateful for the sleeping bag that they stole and left. They stole my other sleeping bag, and they left me a different sleeping bag because apparently some weirdo wanted to buy my real sleeping bag. And this sleeping bag's probably been used to have sex with children or something weird. That's what these assholes are doing to me. This sweater was probably worn in some sort of pagan orgy that was held by Disney and American politicians. And it was the reason that when I found that yarmulke on the floor all covered in dirt, I decided to throw it away and then go buy another yarmulke, is because I didn't want to wear a yarmulke that somebody had worn while they were molesting some kid or something weird like that, because they do that kind of stuff to me. They broke into my room, and they were having sex with my daughter, and they were having sex with other kids, and they sacrificed animals or people in there. I don't even know what they did. But the point is that I wouldn't wear a yarmulke. I have no choice but to submit to wearing this sweater and submit to wearing using this sleeping bag, because I don't have money to buy another sweater or money to buy another sleeping bag. And I'm trying to save my money because I don't want to go to Virginia and beg those people for their money, especially because a lot of them kind of act like dicks, a lot of them no, or they ignore me, and it's just I don't really like having to rely on the kindness of strangers, even though I wouldn't mind working, if you've got a job, if you want a hole dug in your backyard, or something you need to tear down, or something you need to put up, I'm totally there. I'll do it. I don't mind working on your property and increasing your property values, because if they're stealing my used faded ass sweaters to sell to crazy Japanese Satanist or something, then chances are that by getting me to do a little yard work, you might be increasing your property value in some way. So I don't mind doing yard work, you know what I mean? And just like it's whatever, I mean, like I said, I'm not Osiris, I'm not Jesus, I'm not a pagan idol, and I won't indulge idolatry. So I worship the God of Israel, Elyon, Hashem, and that's where I'm at today, and that's pretty much where I'm going to be for the rest of my life. I'm hoping, you know what I mean? I intend, after circumcising myself with an X-Acto knife and doing all these kind of things that seem kind of funny or goofy or bizarre to other people, like I'm not gonna hook up with that chick who keeps like flashing her ass in your face and stuff like that. Like I don't want to live like that. Like I want to be a man, like not just in the Jewish sense, but like in every sense of the word. I want to defend myself. I want to fight. I want to take life when it's necessary. And I want to be masculine. I don't want to be like, I don't want to be feminized by these people any more than they've gone out of their way to feminize me. I just want to be, I want to be a worshiper of God, and I want to be devout, and I want to have the strength to stand by His side no matter what. Like I want to be completely prepared for like getting tied up and having people pull like the nails out of my toes and fingers and still not turn my back on God, and maybe even like having somebody smash my toes with a hammer, and still not turn my back on God. Like that's how like devout and like how loving I want to be. Like that's what I want to be prepared for, because I have a feeling those are the kinds of things that are going to happen. So anyway, like please God, prepare me for those things, and everybody out there who intends good things for this place and for these people and knows that this place is sacred, like like God bless you. And for the future out there, whatever is happening, wherever you guys are at in social development and the development of civilization and the development and exploration of our universe, just like God and us, and we exist for a purpose, and we're thinking things, and we're talking things, and we're creative things, and we're just impressive. And we come from monkeys, and monkeys are impressive, and it's like not a bad thing that we evolved from monkeys. Like it's cool. Like monkeys are smart. We're impressive. Like don't be ashamed of that. Like just be cool and explore and love God, and love your fellow Jews, love your fellow Muslims, love your fellow man, like love people, like, and respect that every face and every living thing really is stamped with the image of God, like stamped with this God signature. That's like the one thing that's just like I really enjoy. Like I like it. Like I like looking around and knowing that all this like brush and undergrowth and trees and even chairs, that are designed like, we didn't invent chairs, like somebody else invented chairs. Like chairs existed way before we invented chairs, just like wheels have existed way before we invented wheels. Like just like doors existed way before we invented doors. Like there's in a universe and in a reality in which God is responsible for, and in which there is a God, everything that is possible of happening happens, because that is the universe that we live in. Like we live in a universe where God exists, and because God exists and because God is not limited, everything that could possibly happen, everything that could possibly exist exists, because it's God and God is not limited. Which means that there's like parallel dimensions or like other universes that we still haven't figured out how to get into, and probably all kinds of crazy creatures and crazy living things and things that we just don't have the capacity to invent or understand yet. But like there's just a whole entire realm of existence that we were meant to explore. And I hope you all explore it with the best intentions, and have fun as much as you can and enjoy your existence. But just within reason, you know what I mean? Within reason. But enjoy, like this place was for us to enjoy. That's why, like, I can't understand why a rabbi would say, like, oh, you're not supposed to smoke weed. Like, I don't understand that. Like, this, it's obvious that somebody wanted us to have a good time here. Like, that's why it sucks that everything that's been set up is making us miserable, and this system is oppressing us, and we're not educated, and we can't, get drugs legally, because it's obvious somebody wanted us to have a good time. Obviously, somebody wanted us to have a good time. Somebody wanted us to enjoy our stay here. We're not supposed to look around and say, oh, this place sucks, or oh, this place is miserable, or oh, like, I'm just not happy because it's obvious that the person that's responsible for this place is a bad guy. Like it's obvious that, like, we were meant to enjoy our stay here. We have food that tastes good. Apples taste good. Oranges taste good. Like, even if they're engineered, before they were engineered, they tasted good. That's why we cultivated them. Like marijuana, like all these things, we were meant to enjoy our stay here. That's why everything that has happened right now and everything that is happening right now, like it's not supposed to be like this. Like, people are supposed to enjoy themselves. You're not supposed to leave this place saying, man, what the hell just happened to me? You're supposed to leave this place like, man, when can I go back? When can I come back? When can I be here in this place once again? Like that's what it is. So, like, go out there and enjoy it, like within reason, within rationality, don't make those kind of mistakes that are going to cause people to be degenerative or disrespectful of each other. This place is sacred. It's sacred that we're alive. Like, I am the Lord God. I am the Lord your God. You are holy because I am holy. You know what I mean? That's what he's saying. That's what he said. So, like, we're holy. Like, this place is sacred, and we just have no regard for it. But just explore the universe and, like, enjoy. And love every experience of it, because you're on the cutting edge of something amazing. All right. See you later, guys.